giving creators the ability to build interactive 3D objects in Spark Studio and begin testing them in mixed reality with the Spark player. With virtual worlds becoming accessible across all your devices, with Quest Pro bringing mixed reality to the world, and with the future of work emerging in the Metaverse, we have a lot to build in the coming years. Now, to find out what's next on the roadmap, we're going to need to shift gears. So if you're joining us in VR, hold tight, and I'll see you in a sec. Hey, we're here together in Horizon, and this is the first time that we've done this at Connect. And this is a preview of our next generation of avatars. They're so much more expressive and detailed than anything else today, and they have this unique meta style to them. Now, it's a lot of work to build AI to auto-generate these for billions of people, and then give everyone the tools to make sure that your avatar feels like your own. But I'm excited to start rolling these out later next year on phones, VR headsets, and more. So, while I'm excited for this next generation of avatars, we are also seeing a lot of developers and partners building great experiences with our current generation of avatars as well. So now, let's meet up with Igarim, who leads our avatars work, to discuss the latest on our avatars and what you can do with them. Hey, Igarim.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, want to update everyone on the latest with the avatars ecosystem?
Yes, we have so many exciting things going on. Our first milestone is making it so you could use your avatar across all of our apps and in VR. The new Meta Account Center, it already allows you to have one or multiple avatars, so you could show up however you want. And if you have one avatar you really like, you can now easily sync it across all the apps and in Horizon.
Nice. All right, let's talk a bit more about the integrations that we're building for the apps.
Already see avatars showing up in stickers, stories, comments, and more across Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and in the future, WhatsApp. And we're working on bringing them more to life through animation and to more places like, for example, Reels. We want you to be able to use avatars anywhere you want to express yourself.
And we're also bringing avatars to video chat.
That's right. Starting with Messenger and WhatsApp, if you want, you'll be able to show up as an avatar. It's going to add a whole new dimension to video chat.
Yeah, I think avatars in video chat are going to be like this third mode between video on and video off. You can still express yourself and react, but you're not on camera, so it's kind of like a better camera off mode.
Yeah, we're working on this now and expect to launch it next year.
And in virtual reality, there's already head and hand positions, so your avatar moves and sounds like you. And now we want to bring that to phones and computers too, using cameras and microphones. So if you wink at your phone, your avatar on your phone should wink too.
Making your avatar work across all kinds of devices and apps truly creates continuity across experiences.
Yeah, you should be able to take your avatar and virtual goods everywhere that you go.
Absolutely. There are already dozens of apps on Quest that support Meta avatars, and we're building partnerships so you can use your avatar across lots of different experiences. And in fact, today we're announcing partnership with Zoom that will let you show up as your avatar on Zoom calls.
So to make this easier, we're extending the Meta Avatars SDK to iOS and Android on Unity. And I'm also excited to share that the Meta Avatar SDK will soon support Unreal Engine and virtual reality too. These expansions will make it a lot easier for more developers to start building meta avatars into your apps.
Yes, we're testing this with a small group of partners now and plan to release this more broadly next year.
Yeah, so right now, a lot of developers are building their own avatar systems since the tools that you can import are pretty basic. But over the next year or two, as all these new tools and styles become available, and as the hundreds of people that we have working on avatars keep improving the system, I just think that more and more developers are going to find building with our interoperable avatar stack will offer a much simpler and better experience. And speaking of making it easy to add new styles, we have some news about the Avatar Store too.
The Avatar Store is launching in VR later this year, so you'll be able to shop for virtual clothing in VR. We're joining with a bunch of partners across sports, entertainment, and more. You're going to start seeing a lot more of your favorite familiar brands. These integrations, they're going to be pretty awesome. And later this year, keep a lookout in the Avatar Store for new outfit releases from Netflix.
Giving people more ways to express themselves through digital clothing will help kickstart the marketplace for interoperable digital goods. So if you buy a sweater, you're going to want to be able to wear that on your avatar no matter what app you're using. So we're going to see more creators, developers, and brands experimenting with this. And beyond clothes, we're also improving the core avatars themselves across the whole family of apps.
Mark, I'm sure you've seen the new face shapes we introduced earlier this year, as well as cochlear implants, over-the-ear hearing aids, and wheelchairs.
Yeah, and we have some big improvements to representation coming too, with more options for body types as well as shaders for more realistic skin. There's one more feature coming soon that's probably the most requested feature on our LED systems don't have them either. And the perceptual science behind this is actually quite interesting. And we discovered early on that your brain is a lot more willing to accept a rendering of a part of you as long as it's accurately positioned. But if it's rendered in the wrong place, then it just feels terrible and it breaks the whole feeling of presence and immersion. So that's why we started off showing just controllers, but not your whole arms.
Yeah, if the system showed my elbow in the wrong place, it would feel like my arm was broken.
Yeah, but as we got better at tracking and predicting your arm position, then we can add your whole arms to the avatar stack in addition to your hands. And now we're doing the same with legs.
And now we're getting ready to launch the first full-body avatars.
Yeah, so with standalone virtual reality headsets, understanding your leg position is surprisingly difficult because of occlusion. So if your legs are under a desk or if your arms block your view of them, then your headset can't see them directly and you need to build an AI model to predict your whole body position.
And this really needs to work reliably, so it just feels natural.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to bring legs to Horizon first. And we're going to keep bringing them to more and more experiences over time as we improve our technology stack.
And we will bring new tech that lets developers implement custom avatar actions and behaviors for the experiences they want to create. That's coming next year, too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you will build.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Igaram.
We have a lot to do, so I'll see you in the next review.
Great. See ya. Avatars are going to be central to how we express ourselves in the future. And this is a unique opportunity to build some really interesting things at the intersection of expression, social interaction, creation, and commerce. With Horizon Worlds and Workrooms, we're already starting to see early glimpses of what this social metaverse could look like. Just check out some of the things that are happening already. Creators are building social spaces like the Soapstone Comedy Club, the Stew, a hip-hop recording studio, Nope World, and a whole lot more. And as this social-first platform takes shape, we're thinking about the virtual space that you will call home. When you first put on your VR headset or open Horizon, you're going to land in your own personal space, somewhere that you can design and decorate and make your own, invite your friends to hang out, get work done, or just relax and use it to jump into any experience. All right, now let's take a look at what's next. With Quest Pro, our next generation avatars, and Horizon Worlds, we're making good progress on two of the most powerful windows into the metaverse: virtual reality for full immersion and mixed reality for blending physical and virtual worlds. Looking towards the future, the last set of experiences that need to get built is augmented reality, where you see digital objects overlaid perfectly on the world around you. Now, the fundamental technologies across the stack to build full augmented reality glasses are coming together. The waveguide displays, sensors, silicon, AI, and more. I've seen a lot of these pieces working in the lab, and it's awesome. Now, I think that this is some of the most amazing technology in existence right now, and it's going to be really neat to see it come together into products over the next few years. Other pieces are coming along nicely too, like our Spark software that's already being used by creators to build AR experiences that more than 750 million people engage with monthly in our mobile apps. And developers are going to be able to start building a lot more mixed reality experiences on the path to full AR using Quest Pro. Now, one thing that makes AR so hard is that the form factor needs to be something that you wear outside, around other people, and potentially all day long. And that's different from where VR is today. Glasses need to be relatively small to look and feel good. So we're approaching building augmented reality glasses from two different angles. The first is building out all the technology we need for full AR glasses and then working to fit it into the best glasses form factor we can. The second approach is starting with the ideal form factor and working to fit more and more technology into it over time. And we took our first step forward on this last year when we partnered with EssilorLuxottica to introduce Ray-Ban Stories. Ray-Ban Stories are our first ever smart glasses. You can take photos and videos, share them to Instagram, listen to music, or even take phone calls. But what sets them apart is the design of these glasses that people already know and love. Now, this is just the first product to come from our partnership. And to talk more about what's coming, let's catch up with Rocco Basilico, the Chief Wearables Officer at EssilorLuxottica. Hey Rocco, great to see you again.
Great to be back, Mark. Ray-Ban Stories had a fantastic first year. With Meta, we introduced a beautiful pair of glasses with superpowers.
And we keep launching new software updates to make the product even better.
Soon we are launching the ability to call or text on Ray-Ban Stories with your existing phone number, so you can stay connected and stay in the moment hands-free. We are also rolling out Spotify Tap Playback, so you can listen to music on your glasses more easily. You can tap and hold on the side of your glasses to play Spotify. And if you want to hear something else, tap and hold again and Spotify will recommend something new.
And you also keep launching new designs.
Yes, we have added more style, lens and color combination, including transition lenses for all the use that go from clear to dark in seconds.
So this is the first product that we built together, but we've got bigger plans. So do you want to give a hint of where we're going?
Well, we are working together on a new set of glasses to build a portal to the Metaverse. It's an exciting multi-year project.
And this is different from what we're already doing with Project Nazare.
We view our partnership with Meta as a deep long-term partnership. Together, we will help bring augmented reality to life with beautiful design.
All right, thanks Rocco. I'm really grateful for our partnership. A lot of the underlying technology for the future of computing is still in the research phase, but we have working demos of this stuff and it's pretty mind-blowing. And it wouldn't be Connect if we didn't share some of that with you. So let's start with one of the technologies that we think is going to be really important for the future. I've talked a lot about neural interfaces in our research on EMG before, and we now have a working demo that lets you control an AR or VR device with motor neuron signals. Now, I'm not going to show you the headset this year, but here's what I'm seeing while I'm using this. Just the gentlest flick of my thumb to check my messages, and with another quick movement, I can answer while I'm on the move, or I can even take a photo. Now, the goal here is to make these interfaces faster, higher bandwidth, and a lot more natural. All right, so to close us out today, let's check in with Michael to talk about our progress here and what still needs to get solved. Hey.
Hi, Mark. The future that all that new technology is creating is one that will change the world every bit as much as personal computing and mobile did.
Yeah, and a big part of this is going to be building next-generation interfaces, like the neural interface EMG demo that we just showed.
That's right. And there's an important lesson to be learned from personal computing. What we saw there was that the interface to the digital world, the graphical user interface, was what defined the user experience and opened up new possibilities. Our challenge is that GUIs just can't do the job for glasses that have to work in all the situations we encounter in the course of a day, so we need something radically new.
In addition to new interfaces, we're also going to need a whole layer that can sense and reconstruct the world around you, understand the context in which you're using these devices, and also just help you get things done when you have these digital capabilities mixed with the physical world. And this is really the job for AI.
Yes. In the long run, I'm confident that the most powerful way to interact with the metaverse will be through personalized AI. Thanks to the glasses, AI will be able to understand your context and will use that to help you proactively. Ideally, so seamlessly that you won't even notice. Now, combine that with electromyography technology, EMG, which uses the neuromuscular signals through your wrist directly as inputs, and you have an intuitive, almost frictionless interface. This will be the first truly human-centered interface. And a big part of that is that you won't have to learn how to use a rigid control scheme. Instead, the machine will learn and adapt to you as you use it. In neuroscience, this concept is known as co-adaptation. And what that means to all of us is that by combining machine learning with neuroscience, this future interface will work with each user to adapt to their unique differences in physiology, sizes, preferences, and expectations. Here, you can see two people playing an arcade game with EMG. They're both using the same gesture, but because no two people are exactly alike, they do it in slightly different ways. The neural interface continuously gets better over time at understanding each person. The potential for co-adaptation extends beyond normal gestures into some truly novel territory. Here, the algorithm is learning in real time how to respond to the EMG signals the person is sending with only the slightest of hand movements. The system is recognizing the actions the person has decided to perform by decoding those signals at their wrist and translating them into digital commands. And now, the person is able to communicate their intended actions to the computer with almost no hand movement. This is a genuine transformation in the way we interact with the digital world.
Yeah, this has the potential to redefine a lot of how we interact with computers. If you think about the step change in capability that came with the mouse and graphical user interface, this should be another big step beyond that in speed and the bandwidth of our interfaces. And this is one of the wildest projects I think that we're working on.
These future interfaces will be truly life-changing. An example that I love is Carnegie Mellon University's NavCog project to help the visually impaired. Our Project ARIA research classes can 3D map their surroundings, so CMU used them to build phone maps that enable the visually impaired to navigate more confidently indoors, where GPS signals often don't reach. Here's a look at how this works.
For years, I've gotten around with the assistance of my guide dog, Flirt. I love and depend on her dearly, but a guide dog is not a navigation system.
Juice bar is on your right.
NavCog can change that.
There is a ramp, 140 feet.
What we're working on is a turn-by-turn assistive technology that we've developed at Carnegie Mellon University. We teamed up with Reality Labs and Meta and started using their Project ARIA research classes to build a 3D map of the Pittsburgh International Airport. The maps help the user figure out where they are without having to rely so heavily on external beacons. This is huge because it makes NavCog scalable.
NavCog gives me the freedom to go where I need to go.
You have arrived.
It really helps me regain my independence.
All right, so this is a great example of how, when you're building these systems that are oriented around people and how we experience the world, it opens up all of these new avenues to help us do more. Because it turns out that the things that you need to do to model reality, like being able to sense the world around you and understand the context for how it all fits together, that's the same thing that you need to augment human capabilities too.
Macular degeneration runs in my family, so I may actually be using the fruits of this research myself one day. Helping the hearing impaired is also on the horizon, and that's another thing that runs in my family. I didn't set out to build glasses for my future self, but it does seem to be working out that way. There's so much more that the interface of the future will bring us, like the ability to right-click on a real object to find out information about it, control our devices without looking down, and get proactive assistance from a personalized digital assistant. We will one day be using this interface to do everything we do now, but more easily, plus a ton of things we haven't even thought of that we'll consider indispensable.
Yeah, so one example is being able to build and manipulate complex 3D objects. And this is central to the metaverse, but it's hard to build 3D objects from scratch. It's much quicker and easier to just use physical objects as templates.
Today, there's no easy way to do that. So we're researching two different technologies to solve that problem. The first one uses machine learning-based neural radiance fields to reconstruct the appearance of a 3D object from multiple 2D images taken at different angles. This method can reproduce even the finest details of an object.
All right, so we're gonna scan Teddy, not just because he's super cute, but also because he's got the right dimensions and level of detail for what we're trying to replicate. So here's how it works. So we just scan him on the phone. And that's about it. Right now, this takes some processing time, so we got it ready beforehand so we could check it out. Oh, wow. The level of detail in this is impressive. You can kind of see all these fine elements of it, like each individual strand of its hair. And you can even see through the semi-transparent bow tie that he has on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful reproduction. The second technology captures geometry and appearance directly.
So here we used a different technique called inverse rendering to scan an object into its digital twin and then bring it into augmented and virtual reality. And it responds dynamically to the lighting in the VR environment. And when you throw it in the air against a wall, or if you bounce it off the ground, it's going to respond the same way that the physical object would. So we used Spark to put the virtual object next to the physical one here. They're almost identical.
Neither approach is real-time yet, and each has its limitations. But the goal is to let you quickly and easily make physical objects a part of your virtual world. Of course, the most interesting virtual elements of all are other people in the form of avatars. And as you mentioned earlier, avatars will come in a variety of styles, but one thing I know for sure is that avatars that are photorealistic representations of users would be the most powerful remote connection technology that has ever existed. They would create genuine social presence in the sense of making you feel at a gut level like you are literally with other people, and would span personal distances in a way video conferencing can only dream of.
This is one reason we believe the Metaverse is going to be by far the most social computing platform. It's fundamentally about people and about being with people. So we're going to be able to teleport anywhere and be with anyone, no matter how far apart we physically are. And I think that this is the ultimate goal of social technology. And you're right, one of the keys that will unlock this is avatars that truly represent us.
So, last year, we showed you early progress on full-body codec avatars.
Yeah, and what sets codec avatars apart from other high-quality avatars that you might have seen is that they're fully drivable. So that means that they're not limited to preset movements or expressions. This is an avatar that you can control live in real time with no need to render or export video. So it can photorealistically reproduce individual people rather than just generic characters that artists designed.
Of course, securing your avatar will be critical. We're already thinking about things like encryption and tying your avatar to an authenticated account. But beyond privacy, we've continued to develop this technology. For example, it's now possible to change your virtual outfit whenever you want. Cool as that is, it's the face, expressions, eye contact, slight motions that is most quintessentially human. We're putting a lot of research into making the faces of our codec avatars truer to our physical forms. Mark, do you want to show us the latest in codec faces?
Yeah, definitely. Last year during our visit to the lab in Redmond, I saw the second generation of our codec avatars. So these second generation avatars are pretty amazing, right? They're much closer to how you might want to show up in a setting like a work meeting. So I made one of myself. Now we've made them a lot more expressive. And not just simple things like looking left, right, up, down, but also the nonverbal cues that we rely on to communicate with each other and understand tone. Things like raising an eyebrow, squinting, widening my eyes, or scrunching my nose. These avatars are way better at capturing those subtleties that define physical interactions. They're just much more natural. And being able to control the lighting on the avatars adds another dimension of life to them. When we move the light around, you can see how it interacts with my hair, or reflects on my skin, and you can even see it in my eyes. Now, these are awesome, but they also take a really long time to generate. So we're working on something that's a lot quicker for people to use. And we've made a lot of progress with what we call instant avatars. So here's Autumn from our RL Labs team doing a demo of the process to show exactly what goes into this.
These are much quicker and easier to make. All you need for the scan is your phone, and you can pretty much do this anywhere with reasonable lighting. She scans her face from different angles with a neutral expression for about 30 seconds, then spends another minute and a half making a variety of expressions. And that's really all there is to it.
Hi guys, my 3D avatar is ready for use in my phone or VR. It just took a few hours to generate after my scan, and the team's working on making that processing a whole lot faster. Now, obviously, this isn't the same quality as you just saw with the 2.0 codec avatars. However, they're still pretty expressive and realistic. We're putting a whole lot of effort into developing these so anyone can easily create their own high-quality, realistic avatar for themselves.
All right, thanks, Autumn. Now, this is some of the most inspiring stuff that I feel like we get to work on. So it's great that we're at the stage now where the research foundations that we've laid over the past years are really starting to show up in real products.
For sure. There's still plenty left to do, and everything we've just talked about is still research. It may or may not end up in our products, but it's definitely a glimpse of where technology is headed. Thanks, Mark.
All right, so that just about wraps Connect 2022. Last year, we laid out our vision for the future, and this year, we're taking another big step on the path to get there. What we shared today is the first move towards the 200 million people who get new PCs every year, one day working in the metaverse. We're still early in this journey. The products that we showed today are a part of a roadmap that extends far into the future. Quest for consumers, Quest Pro for work and people who want the best VR experience that we can build today, and Ray-Ban Stories for smart glasses. And there are going to be more releases in each of these lines in the years to come, as well as whole new categories of products built for augmented reality and neural interfaces. This is an exciting time to be working on the metaverse. We're investing in this because we believe that there's massive potential here, and we want to bring the best engineers, developers, artists, and like-minded partners together to help build this future. The first is putting people at the center of everything we build. We believe that the next computing platform has the potential to be more social and more human than anything that's come before, if we build it correctly. That's why so much of what we've shown today is about improving how we connect and interact, building out Horizon as social infrastructure for the metaverse, prioritizing hardware that supports facial expressions and eye contact, creating new ways for people to meet and collaborate at work, designing new avatars and photorealistic avatars. These are things that you prioritize if you're focused on helping people connect. So while the underlying technology is pretty inspiring by itself, the reason that we're in this is because it can bring you closer to other people. This is our company's DNA. It's in every service we build. Your friends on Facebook, your followers on Instagram, your family on WhatsApp. It's always about people. And that's how we hope to build the metaverse too. The second value is openness. In every generation of computing, there's been an open ecosystem and a closed ecosystem. There was Windows and Mac, then Android and iOS. Closed ecosystems focus on tight control and integration to create unique experiences and lock-in, although most of that value ends up flowing to the platform over time. Open ecosystems create value and grow through many companies working together, developers having lots of choices, and ultimately more people sharing in the upside of what is created. An interesting thing about the history of computing is that different models have won out in different periods. It's not predetermined which will be the primary one this time around. But as someone who has experience building under both models, I strongly believe that an open, interoperable metaverse built by many different developers and companies is going to be better for everyone. As you can see today from all of the different partners that we're working with, I see our role as not just helping to build this open ecosystem, but making sure that the open ecosystem wins out in this next generation of the internet. Philosophically, we've always been about building in the open. We'd rather show the progress we're making and talk about the challenges we're still working through. We don't have all the answers because some of them just don't exist yet. We're all on this journey together. So if you care about technology and how it can help us connect, if you want to help build a world where we can all experience things that haven't been possible before, if you believe in a future where we can all do more and be more present, then I hope that you're just as excited as I am. So thank you for being a part of this journey, and we'll see you again soon.